Now, my first guest shot to international fame as one of the Pussycat Dolls. The group, well, they sold 15 million albums and 40 million singles worldwide. I caught up with Kimberly Wyatt earlier, and she's been telling me how in recent years she's turned her hand to DJing, to fashion and to acting, and just why she's no stranger to a film set in Northern Ireland.
Hi there, how are you?
I'm very well indeed. I'm delighted to chat to you. How are things with you?
Yeah, really good. Getting excited for Christmas, trying to get everything ready.
How are the preparations going? Christmas a big deal in your house?
It is a big deal. I am very much a big Christmas lover. We've got some family in from Australia. The kids are finishing off school, and then we dive into making cookies and hot chocolates and roaring fires and all sorts.
Oh, can I come?
Yes, absolutely. More the merrier.
I just came off a weekend of nativity school play and a pantomime, so I'm fully immersed now in the Christmas bubble. I don't know about you.
Absolutely, I'm right there with you. I just went skiing in St. Moritz, so I feel like I got that little bit of snow and a little bit away from the kids just so I can dive in refreshed, ready to go.
Yeah, because I don't know about you, in the preparation and the run up to Christmas, it's almost like having a part-time job from the 3 months from September to December that you don't get paid for.
It's so true. But I think I like the lead up even more than the big day. So I'm trying to keep reminding myself of that.
Yeah, just lean into the preparations and the anticipation of it all.
That's it. Create the magic.
Yeah, you're a busy woman. Congratulations on you're used to sit behind the microphone now. You're a DJ yourself.
Yeah. So I've been DJing for 10 years, and now to have my own radio show on Hits, it just feels like the next progression of it all, and I absolutely love it.
It's brilliant to have that connection with your listeners and, of course, your fans. I was thinking about when you were performing with the Dolls and when you were in Northern Ireland. I don't know if you remember this, but you guys played a gig in a venue called the King's Hall, and Lady Gaga actually opened for you.
That's right, absolutely. Yeah, she opened for us all around Europe. It's kind of crazy looking back. But that's what's so nice about having the radio show. I get to relive some of those stories and bring them to the listeners. So that's really nice.
You're chatting today about another love of your life, and that's fashion, sustainable fashion and pre-loved clothes. But did you get a chance to lean into fashion? Has that always been a passion of yours growing up as well as the music and the dancing?
Yeah, it really has. I think from being a dancer, being able to create costumes and draw the costumes and have them made and get into the diamantes of it all. I think that's where my love of fashion really began. And then as I got older and I got more into sustainability, then it was a real learning curve of how to really make a difference, which leads me to today, where I've teamed up with Virgin Media, O2 Business, and Depop, as they've released new research showing just how much people are really getting into those secondhand shopping apps, and the fact that these at-home entrepreneurships are booming in the run-up to Christmas, which is exciting because it feels like it's all it's catching on.
And it's a moneymaker as well. It's a bit of a side hustle for a lot of people.
It is. I mean, 69% of people in the UK are worrying about affording Christmas, and almost 24 million UK adults have reported selling online.
So are you telling me that if I was to jump onto one of those vintage clothes sites or the second-hand clothes sites, I might come across a former Pussycat Doll outfit or two?
That's right. I've got my own system in place to make sure I'm taking my own responsibility as well. I love doing secondhand shopping myself, especially being a mom with 3 kids who are constantly growing out of the clothes. But it's nice for inspiration, for finding those one-off pieces. So yeah, I'm avid on the secondhand apps. I love, especially if I have a big event or red carpet, I'm well into renting. It's another nice sustainable thing you can do, but still be into your fashion. I love upcycling from all that time with costumes and things. If I've got a lovely a lovely 2-piece suit that had these feather trim, then I would trim that feather trim off and create another costume piece by sewing it onto a glove or something. And when I go shopping, if I am buying, I try and make sure I buy for a lifetime, or at least if that piece, I know I'll wear it for 30 wears at least.
Yeah, that's like really good girl math. Because if it's very expensive, you can justify it by saying, well, look, I've spent this amount of money on it, but I am going to wear it for a lifetime. And we spoke recently on the programme about younger people shying away from fast fashion. But are you finding, even in your own experience, in your own circles, that people are shying away from that as well?
Yeah, I really do. I feel like I was ahead of the curve because I've been all about this for quite some time. But we were living in that fast fashion world where, everybody's buying to wear once and sort of throwing it out. So to finally see that the kids are being more mindful and this is like part of their normal everyday world, it gives me a lot more hope to think that we're all in this together and making those positive changes and taking on that responsibility of creating that circular economy. And I've taken a step up to try and help empower those at-home entrepreneurs with 6 top tips for selling online. Would you like to hear them?
I am all ears.
So number 1 for selling secondhand apps is good photos are absolutely essential. Get your good lights and your fantastic background and take the best picture you can of your items. Number 2 is accurate descriptions. They can't feel these items in their hands. They can't look at them in the shop. So you need to kind of make them feel that they are through the description that you write. Number 3 is to build your personal brand with a nice, consistent look. We've seen people like Vivian's Vintage be able to create her side hustle into main hustle success. And that's because she cuts their search time. People don't have a lot of time on their hands. So by giving them a destination where they know they're getting exactly what they're looking for really helps you get those sales. Number 4 is to use hashtags wisely, because that really helps to increase your visibility and again, help people find the items they're looking for quickly. So hashtags really are quite important. And number 5 is to be open and honest. So if there are any sizing issues or flaws or details, put that in the description, be open about it. So again, they feel like they're getting that in-store shopping experience online. And my last top tip, number 6, is be quick to reply. So we all want immediate effect of being answered. So good mobile and Wi-Fi connectivity is absolutely essential so you can get back to those customers and get those sales done as quickly as possible.
And the benefit of it all really is that you can do all this from your own home, from your kitchen table, from your bedroom.
The comfort of your own home. And we all live such busy lives. So that side hustle, you want to be able to feel like you can fit that into your everyday routine, especially when you're juggling all the kids, the juggle struggle, I call it. So yeah, this kind of gives you that flexibility to do it as you need. But, with that good connectivity, you can do it on the go.
You're creating space in your wardrobe as well.
Absolutely. And I think once you get into the swing of it, you kind of create a system. So once you've had a piece that you feel like you may have fallen out of love with and you've had that 30 wears, I create like a little pile. And then I know that pile, the next step is getting those photos and then uploading it online and then creating that relationship with the community that loves to buy. So I think once you kind of create a rhythm with it, you really get on board.
This is something, as you say, that you've always been passionate about. Of course, singing and dancing is your other passion. Any scoops for me? Any likelihood of you and the girls getting back on the road again? Because I know you had planned a tour, and then of course, like with all of us, COVID put paid to that.
I know, it's such a shame. I mean, at the minute, I put a lot of my focus into DJing, which I've been doing for 10 years. And of course, my radio show. I built my DJ dance show called Don't You Disco. So it's a lot of choreography, a bit of some of those Pussycat Dolls throwbacks and kind of keeping that nostalgia in my big show. And yeah, I always keep the hope alive. I have lots of conversations about opportunities potentially to get the girls back together. It just feels like unfinished business. And I do hope that at some point we're able to figure that out. But easier said than done, but never say never.
Oh, I absolutely know, because even if I'm trying to get together with my girlfriends, it takes about 6 months to a year to even get a dinner, and we all live about 10 minutes away from each other.
And you live in the same country. It kind of, it makes it more difficult. But there's so much to be said about nostalgia and the fan base that we created together. And I feel like it'd be nice to sort of send off the legacy that we've created in a really positive, lovely way. So always keeping the hope alive, but we shall see.
I had Angela Rippon on the show a few weeks ago. Angela was a broadcaster who was on Strictly, and she wowed everyone with her flexibility and the ability to lift her leg almost to touch her nose. A move perfected by you. Can you still do it?
I sure can, yeah. You know what? I run my own dance academy. I've got Kimberly Wyatt's Dance Academy here in Surrey. We just did our big Christmas show and food drive, raised lots of lovely non-perishables for those that need it most, and show that dance still makes a difference. And that really is my purpose work, is taking all the experiences and knowledge that I have and handing it down to the next generation and sharing my experiences as well as teaching them to help bridge that gap between being an aspiring dancer to being a pro. So yeah, still in there, still dancing. dancing, still loving it.
Still going strong. Kimberly, it has been such a joy speaking to you. I know your many fans here in Northern Ireland will be delighted to hear you on the radio again, chatting to us and not fully closing the door on a possible Pussycat Dolls in Belfast again.
Oh, thank you. And I do love Ireland. I've got a little feature film, The Spin, that I filmed in Northern Ireland. There's a real passion, real love. We just won Best Feature Film at the Dublin Film Awards.
Oh my goodness. I can't let you go without finding out more about that. Where was that filmed?
In Omagh.
A lovely part of the world. Did you spend a lot of time there?
It was gorgeous. You know, we filmed sort of on the road in all the rural parts, and it was just amazing. And I'll never forget, we were in a car because it was a road trip film, and one of the actresses was dressed as a nun, and she really needed the loo. And so one of the producers went up to a house. And the thing is, in Ireland, everybody is so kind. They just open up their doors to you. So the producer took her up to use the loo. They opened the door, and this woman had a baby on her hip and 3 other kids running around. And as she opens the door to a nun asking to use the loo, I was like, these kids are going to remember this for the rest of their lives. But I absolutely fell in love with the people filming that film because everybody was just so warm and loving and amazing and helpful. And yeah.
And of course, you're no stranger to acting as well. Is that something you'd like to pursue even more?
Yeah, I do love it. I mean, I spent a lot of time in Belfast filming Almost Never, which was on CBBC for, I think, 4 series. So Ireland keeps me coming back for the acting, which is brilliant because I love it. I love it. You know, being a dancer and diving into storytelling with my body was one thing, but then to be able to transform that into acting is really become a big passion of mine. So I feel really fortunate. I'm doing all the things that I really love.
Spinning a lot of plates and doing it all brilliantly. Kimberly, it is absolutely brilliant. And if you're ever, I'm sure, in Northern Ireland again and you're in a car and you need to stop somewhere, knock on anyone's door, I'm sure they'll let you in.
Oh, I love that. I will. I'll take you up on it.
All the very best and happy Christmas to you and the family.
Oh, thank you. Happy holidays to you.